Welcome back to a Windy City They Tan Watch, the channel where truth meets freedom, right here in the heart of Chicago. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to stay updated with our latest investigations, interviews, and insights. Your support fuels our fight for freedom and truth. So, let's dive into today's journey, armed with knowledge and the relentless spirit of the Windy City.
Howdy, everybody. Sorry about that, folks. I made a big mistake. I was walking and I tried to touch the screen and I hit the close button on StreamYard. So hopefully we're all on the original one. Howdy, no one. It's Tuesday afternoon, just a beautiful day out here in Chicago. Sunny, warm. I've got a sweatshirt. All right, looks like I just had a little bit of an internet outage there as well. Oh, this is killing me today. I'm doing everything wrong. Just a second. I'm gonna slide the camera down just a bit. All right. Hopefully I'm back on the air. Decided to start on Michigan Avenue today just to see if it's a beautiful day, so I figured there'd be body riders out. I will say that I had a less than spectacular intro to the live. Apologize for that. Let's see what we've got here. Howdy, D Savage. All right, we are on Michigan Avenue, heading south to Harrison. I'm going to cut over on Harrison. We're looking for body riders today. It's beautiful out there, probably somewhere in the city passing out flyers. It's probably going to be in, well, I hope that it's in this area so that we can find them. Saw nothing on, I saw nothing on, yes, I'm 100% PTS today. It's just an absolutely gorgeous day out today here. No real wind. I get a little breeze right now, but it's probably because it's the buildings. And I was 100% out of frame. Sorry about that. When I do it reverse camera, it always looks wrong, or it feels wrong to me. Like I have to hold the camera in the gimbal in such a different way. There was nobody that I saw on Michigan Avenue. Didn't see anything in the parks. So we're heading back down Harrison. Coming up on Wabash right now. If you're watching on the replay, please leave a comment. See if we can help the algorithm out. If you're in here live, let's go ahead and hit that like button, please. I will probably do a speed run of this, but if you're watching it today or this afternoon, you won't be able to take advantage of that. I usually don't get to those until the evening. Howdy, Susan. Welcome in. Not really seeing anybody in this area either. I'm going to switch the camera around to the other side. All right, now let's go for a walk, see some peoples. Got the graffiti for everybody. Train just went over the top of us. You see it kind of come back in. Thank you, declared Dave. Really appreciate that. It's always interesting to see the train moving around and all the noises that it makes in the area. I have a little bit of a reprieve this week. My family that's visiting me, they're off to visit some other U.S.-based family, and they'll be gone until this coming Monday. So I'll have a little bit more free time. I will tell you, Saturday, I am going to have a heck of a time with one of my friends, and we're going to do kind of a beer or a pub crawl. We will be walking the entire distance of Chicago's longest contiguous street and stopping in a few bars along the way, having some local barley sodas. Still not seeing any uniformed people out. We are coming up near the shift change. I'm not sure if they've changed the shift change or if there's less staff population in the building, right? Because we knew that they had an influx of staff and uniformed personnel with the grand opening, and to kind of kickstart the recruiting process so that they could get more staff in here. I'm guessing that Chicago opened understaffed, just like Austin opened understaffed, right? Columbus has been understaffed for years, and there just seems to be no way they're going to escape the eternal Sea Org need for staff members there. Made a bit of a mistake yesterday. I didn't secure my mic popper, so you might get a little bit of wind on this, but I still think we're getting good sound isolation on it.
Should I say like hi?
I've got several more at home. I just didn't notice that it had been lost until I pulled it out this morning or this afternoon. We're coming up on Dearborn. Still not seeing any of the uniformed personnel. One thing that we did notice yesterday is that I'm going to go ahead and take advantage of a crossing street here, that several of the staff members came into the org in civilian clothes yesterday. I don't know if that was, hey, were they there to pick up their paycheck? And yes, all the sarcasm intended that they have no paychecks. Or is it just a break day for the org because they had high stats? Or was it just violating the rules of wearing a uniform to work? Not seeing anything here on Dearborn, but I want to go through that park down there because we did catch the body runner down there eating lunch one day. I will say they've been pretty good about not making the same mistakes twice in the past. Dave did a great broadcast last night. It was principally how Scientology encourages criminal behavior or nefarious behavior, how to lockpick. And the real statement was, don't do this, but it's really don't get caught doing this. Howdy, Susan. All right, a lot of clicks around there. That was, again, my bad. And I think that Dave's got another topic tonight. I don't remember. I remember seeing that you've got one scheduled for this evening. There is nobody down here in this park, so I'll walk back up to Harrison. I don't remember what tonight's topic is for Declared Dave. Hip, hip, go away. Do I smell sarcasm? He was the greatest military commander ever, and if you don't believe me, just ask L. Ron Hubbard. Please do not ask any of his commanders, as they basically tried to drum him out of the Corps. So something to note, right? We know that a lot of the jargon in Scientology is naval or maritime related, and that really has to do with his early career in the military, and again, just stealing whatever he could from other sources. He is the most written or most published author in the world. He's written the most words of anybody that have been published, but very little of it is original. Now, his space opera as to Xenu and Thetans and DC-8s, that's fairly original because nobody not on LSD could even come up with that story. Now we're to Clark. Not seeing anything south on the east side of the street. We'll sneak in the alley real quick. I'm looking down the street and I don't see, you know what? One of the maintenance people is out. And somebody just left with a backpack. But I want to go to the back, while I'm here, I just want to check out the alley. If you're just joining us, I started over on Michigan Avenue today just to see if I could find any body riders that were out. We didn't find anything. There is no activity in the alley. So we'll head up front, see if we can get those shades down. By the way, I love how engaging the audience has been, right? I like that we have good conversations in here. We are consistently growing. We're making more and more people aware of what's going on out here. I haven't seen them yet, except for the one time that I've been downstairs and I came off the LaSalle Street Blue Line, and the person of color, the male that we've always seen out body routing, was down there. And that was just luck, right? I was getting off the train, and you should have seen him scramble up the stairs. I was in trouble too, because I was not prepared. I usually prepare for the lives while I'm in there, so there's benches in the train platform. So I'll kind of get everything ready while I'm down there. And when I got off the train, I was like, oh my gosh, I was startled by, there's a guy right here. We'll see if they were monitoring the channel. Yeah, the shades are already down. So door is open. Not seeing much. This is just the traditional QR code for the curious element that sends you over to Dianetics and Scientology. and then all are welcome. But as we look in here, right, no shades. We did get a call out on Maryland today, and I appreciate that. And I do want to. I'm going to do a collaboration with Maryland soon. I've got to wait until my family has headed back home to where they need to be. Well, it makes them yawn. I can tell you that. And I'm still checking. I check the mail for anything that might be coming. As we look across the street, right, we've got Imprint, which is one of the residences. It's the residence where a lot of the younger people are birthed. It's 12:30. This has been a time historically where we've seen a lot of people in and out. I just don't know if the decrease in the number of people that we're capturing. So there's somebody leaving right now. The decrease in the number of people that we're seeing come in and out, I don't know if that's that there are less members, or if it's that they're trying to change up time. I would be very surprised they're trying to change up time, because that just seems like a change in policy and should not be taking place. As I look down, I can see a little bit of remnant from the chalk. I don't think you'll be able to pick it up on the camera. There's a little bit of red in this closest tile. We have some new dirty windows, so you can see the bird droppings here. This one's pretty dirty. This one still has the atrocious one. There's not enough sunlight behind me to show it on the shade, but that's been there for what, a month and a half at this point in time. So is Scientology not paying their window washers? Anything good to tell us about the church? Have you checked your credit lately? Is the church opening up credit cards in your name? Do you think it's okay that people can't report crimes against them? They're in Printers Row. They should be able to find it anywhere. Although while it's called Printers Row, there is no printing down here anymore. We just watched the tall gentleman right behind the cab, or the Stanley steamer. He walked out. He's getting on the phone. He's probably letting people here know that I'm out front. But he's going to walk into the 717 South State, which is Imprint. There'll probably be more people heading out for their lunch. They might, again, with that phone call and my being here alone, that might route people out the back of the door, the back of the org. This is the time when we're able to interact with a lot of people, so I'm not willing to leave the front door open just to check on the back door. I just created about 30 shorts that are going to go up. I've just got them scheduled for the next, 2 a day for the next 15 days. They're really just the nefarious activities of the church, to kind of see if we can gather more interest and bring more eyes to the cause of anti-Scientology. It'll be interesting as the weather heats up. These staff uniforms have to be miserable in hot weather. the need to wear long pants and the overcoat or top coat. It's a cult puppy. You don't want to go in there. We just want to spoil on their front yard if you could. Yes. I don't know if you heard her, but she said, poor dog's going to get brainwashed. You have a great day. He was going in attack mode, I think. Folks, keep in mind, I'm not trying to get you all dizzy or seasick. I just don't like to keep the camera on civilians and students that are walking past. Howdy, Z News. Just a reminder to everybody, Z News and Fluffy Squirrel UK, Fluffer Squirrel UK have collaborated, and they've built a website so we can always see who's live and who the newest members of the SP Nation are at sptv.space. Kind of keep my eyes open on the north and south ends of the street. See if I can see members trying to pass up on Harrison or down on Polk Street. Again, I just, the F Stefto, if protesting doesn't work, then why are the shades down, right? Why are their stats down? Why are there no public people coming into this org on a regular basis? So, as a never-in who is a sycophant of Mike Rinder, I think you're absolutely incorrect in your presumption about what's going on in the protesting community, and the idea that it's just growing so quickly. We've got another member just came out for lunch. She's probably going to go across the street over the other side, or she might be smoking over there in the shade. It's a cult, right? Are you okay that women can't report sexual abuses? And I also love that Fluffer's doing more lives, so we get to hear that exotic English or British accent. Howdy. Church of Scientology, Chicago. At what point do we get somebody to climb up and put it as cult? There was other kind of troubling news that I've seen in the last few days. I don't know if everybody's seen this yet. I first saw it on Heligear's channel Saturday, but Scientology has taken advantage of the billboard right across the street. Absolutely. And yep, by the way, that's great work you guys are doing there. I can tell you that I am going to be warm for the rest of the afternoon. This sweatshirt is ridiculous. Hey, little potato, how you doing? Great to see you back. It is amazing weather today. I want more than 60, but less than 90. Not much activity, but I think we've got a member coming across right now. Yeah, she looked down here. She's gonna go in and do her paisan's order first so that she can get lunch. She definitely gave a glance over this way. She knows I'm out here. She doesn't want to walk past. I'm pretty sure that we're going to see that she's going to, their pickup counter is in back. And yeah, she's back there at the pickup counter. Lunchtime exercise for the staff. That's the taller gentleman with quite the fuzzy coif. I wonder how much of their time is spent over there looking for opportunities to race across the street quickly, enter without any issues. Not having to confront and shatter. Yeah, their marketing is on point. We've got another staffer coming across the street right now. So the petite woman who I probably got you behind the camera. Again, straight over to get their food. Kind of watching all the way back. Not sure, you probably can't pick it up in here. We're getting a little bit too much reflection. Just kind of going up to keep it out of the eyes or the face of people who we really have no need to be protesting. Anything positive to say about the church? Is it okay that women can't report sexual abuses? Do you think that's fair? Thank you, little potato. I really appreciate your continuous support. Now, I am becoming more suspect that they are routing through paisans. And again, the longer that Paisans does that, the more likely that I'll probably try to create a campaign against them. Oh, here, they came back out. Anything positive to share about the church? Is it okay that women can't report sexual abuses? You know that L. Ron Hubbard was racist, right? I think we'll stay for about 15 more minutes. See if we can find any activity. I will very likely be back out here around 3:30, 4 o'clock this afternoon for another hour or so. Work up my appetite. I'm going to walk up the street a little bit towards the dumpster just to see if that gives them a false sense of security that they can come in or out. Good point. Yeah. So he would have disliked you on so many levels, right? Yeah. Yesterday, I did do a little bit of blog post on the 8 dynamics. I've been creating some stories on the folks like Serge Delmar and Miriam, Mike Brown, and his mother, Rosemary, just so that I can put a QR code out that will bring people to a page that shows them as many instances of nefarious activity as possible. Thank you for that reminder. This morning, I think we saw, I don't know where MLH was going, but he headed out of to one of the suburbs or neighboring communities of Denver. Marilyn Honig was live this morning. I assume that everybody saw Natalie this morning as well. Kind of got my head pivoting back and forth, just looking out for, oh, we do have another. So we're going to see a very, let's see, senior member of the staff. And by that, I mean by age, not by rank. She's a letter writer. As she comes across, she's going to struggle getting up this curb. I don't know if you can see her, but she's right. She's behind the black pickup truck with its flashers and that Nova driving school car. Wonder if she's going to try to walk all the way up to the corner or not. I'm kind of looking behind myself, see if there's anybody coming down the street. Now, what's really challenging here is that I want to offer her my arm to help her up the curb, but I know as soon as that occurs, somebody from inside is going to come out and claim that I assaulted this woman. It's such a shame that you have to work so antithetical to your good nature just to protect yourself from the incredibly ludicrous litigiousness of this org. Got our friend Chadwick coming down. Hey, Chadwick, you want to feel my breast? Want to feel my breast? Is that okay? You like feeling the woman's breast? That was nice, Chadwick. Apparently my breast is not as appealing. This is the thing that the first time I saw her is the security guard went back inside instead of helping her. Care to share anything positive about the church? Is there anything positive about the church? Are you okay that women can't report sexual abuses? You're only going to get to 47 if they make their stats, and I don't think they're going to make their stats. I waved to the woman and she waved back. How are you today? Good to hear. How are you doing? Good. How are you today? We're seeing some civilian clothing in there, so there are people. There's raw meat in there right now. Not sure when or how they came in. That woman should be enjoying her retirement. Period. There's no reason, and I get that some people in their sunset years like to help a church. This is not a church that you're helping. You know it's a cult, right? They won't let women report sexual crimes against them. I got you out of you. You're fine. Now, that might have been the best reaction I've ever had with a Scientologist. You know, I asked her how she was. She said she was doing fine today. I just wish that there was a better way that she could be spending her sunset years. You know, it's a cult, right? Come talk to me afterwards, please. I'll see if I can hang around long enough to see her come back out. Getting the secondary microphone ready. How you doing, Cape Breton? There hasn't been a lot of activity today, so I started a little bit wide afield, then kind of came back towards the church to see if I could find anybody out body routing. There wasn't anybody. It's a beautiful day here in Chicago. I'm sure they're out somewhere, just not locally. We've seen several members come in. We've seen a few people in civilian clothing go in. We just saw a couple go in, and I said, you know, it's a cult. They said, yeah, I know. They just want to go see. And I asked if they would talk to me when they came back out. So we'll see if that amounts to anything. We saw Chadwick come by. Chadwick did not want to touch my breasts. So he must have his 2D TRs back in check. Just lifting it up because we got a bunch of civilians coming past right now. Here comes the person that tries the locked door every day. Are you ready to tell us anything positive about the church? Is there anything positive about the church? Communications universal solvent. Why can't you talk? I feel bad for listening to me on squirrel speed because I think that I talk too quickly naturally. So listening to me at double speed is probably painful. There are a lot of people in there right now. Now, they might be going in the back door. And again, this is just going to be another call out to anybody who's in the Chicagoland area. You don't need to be a streamer. If you can come out here and you can just stand at one door or the other, I can then go be at the opposite door. Now, these people might have been in there for a while. Who knows? Yeah, it's not only that. I don't think it's her memory that's causing that problem. I just think it's the idea that there actually is nothing good about this cult. It's very good if you're a David Miscavige or in his lifetime, L. Ron Hubbard. How you doing, guys? It's YouTube for the cult of Scientology. We're protesting the Scientologists. Oh, darn it. I should have reminded that girl that went in not to use her real information. Oh, the person that I just said that he asked if we were a news channel, if I was a news channel. I said no, it's YouTube, and we're just protesting. Yeah, right on. So. The two school-age kids just came by, and they're from the British school, which I believe that's 8th grade and under. Very scary what a target-rich environment this is. And I hate that that's a Tom Cruise line, but it's a very appropriate line. I'm curious if, with the amount of people that go into Paisans from Scientology, if there's a subsidization policy going on there, or if Scientology is picking up the tab. Now, again, I'd just be surprised. That's not typically the protocol of Scientology to pay for food and lifestyle amenities for their staff. We've got 2 staff members coming in from the top of the street. One of them might be Anastasia. So, Little Potato, those are almost all classrooms and course rooms all the way up. So we've had students go in there. You know it's a cult, right? They're just going to make you spend money. Did they give you the personality test? Yeah. Es una secta. Mucho dinero. Es una secta. Mucho dinero. Es una secta. Mucho dinero. Always more money. God, I hope mucho dinero means what I think it means. So there are classrooms all the way up. And when I've had the drone out here, you can see that it's either a classroom or an administrative space. There is no residential in this, and they are using all of the floors all the way up. I've never seen the top floor yet, but everything except for the top floor I've been able to see. Amy, es peligroso? What does that mean, Amy? And please be nice to me. Don't give me words to say in Spanish that I'm going to be cursing people out. Yeah, that was my hope, Patrick. I just want to let them know that, hey, it's expensive. The costs just keep on escalating. When I first spoke to the first gentleman that came out, I said no English. which I wonder if how many of the staff members are bilingual. You know, it's a cult, right? Getting your Purifin. This young one, I've seen him several times before. You know, he's somewhere in that 14 to 18. Thank you, Fuzzy. All right, I'm going to linger. Thank you. Thanks, Amy. I'm going to hang out just a little bit longer. I want to see if that couple comes out. Now, if they go through the program, right, we know that the 200 questions takes forever. If they're sitting in front of the video, that'll take 30 minutes. Why are you going into the cult? Oh, thank you, Patrick. That's helpful. Howdy, Canada. So we're in front of the Chicago Ideal Org. It opened up on March 3rd. I usually come out here around lunchtime because there's shift change. So I'm seeing a lot of staff member come in and out. And today they've had a couple of Publix go in, or raw meat go in. The other thing is usually I'm able to catch the body routers. So when the body routers come out and they try to pass out their flyers, I'm trying to thwart their efforts. I'll usually talk to all of the victims that they hand a flyer off to. It's very funny. I don't know if you can see this or not, but in the last couple of minutes, we've had 6 or 7 staff members walk to the front door and then walk away. They just don't want to come past me. Communication's the universal solvent. Would you like to start a comm cycle? Is there anything positive about the church that you can tell our audience? Why can't women report crimes against them in the church? We did get a bit of a reaction from her, right? She kind of just shook her head a little bit. I don't know if the camera picks that up or not. And by the way, JD, TN65, thanks for coming in. Howdy, Marina. Just a reminder, subscriptions are absolutely free. So subscribe to the Brilliant Face, hit the bell for the notifications. I will be out here again this afternoon. Usually when I'm in the course of a workday, it's going to be sporadic. So I'll be out here on moment's notice. On the weekends, I usually give a little bit more heads up on this process. The other element is we do have memberships. It's a very low number. It's $2.99 a month. You really don't get anything except for a badge and icons. So we can see somebody in the staff is out there right inside the doorway. That's going to be awesome, Marina. One thing that I want to remind everybody is that with my memberships, I'm never going to delay or hide videos. The membership is only so it's easier for me to help budget with what's going on. And I know that a lot of you like to support the channel. I really, really appreciate that. And this gives you another avenue for that. Some of you are using Cash App, PayPal, and Venmo, and I appreciate that as well. It just depends on how you feel most comfortable doing so. By the way, I don't need money from the members in the audience. I'm really out here to spread awareness. It's just easier for me to make sure that I'm able to cover my costs in regards to the camera equipment, the microphones, the printed material, and the transportation back and forth. and bratwursts. Always stop at the brat stop on the way here. And I only need mustard and onions. What was it, JT? Thanks for dropping in, Roy. If I recall, you're right next door to Supermayor, aren't you? I've got the camera up. You need a phone, period. That's really all you need. And if you have a phone and one subscription, you can download StreamYard for free and stream that way. Otherwise, you'll need 50 subscriptions in order to go live on YouTube. So if you go live in YouTube's native app, you'll need 50 subscriptions. And by the way, once you get 50 subscriptions, it usually takes anywhere from 3 days to a week to get that going on. Excellent. One thing you need to do is, I think it's in settings, you have to request to go live. So go ahead and do that, because that really starts the process of YouTube checking whether or not they want to give you that ability. I think it's called advanced features, something of that nature. It's really easy to YouTube that and find that. Don't YouTube it now. We're watching Windy City Live, Windy City ThetanWatch. Every time I say Windy City Live, there'll just be a news show here called Windy City Live. It may still be here, not positive. Just kind of raising the camera to keep the camera off the civilians walking by. You can, but if you look at all of the LA ones, they're not using it. I do use a gimbal just because I do like the steady view, but I would guess that more than half of the people who protest just use their phone. If you have an iPhone, it's got stabilization that usually corrects for anything you're doing. I'm not aware enough about the Android devices, the Samsung and Pixel. I expect they have image stabilization. If you look in my description, I show you both my microphone, which, by the way, the microphone's overkill other than the fact that it really does isolate sound. So when they play music, it doesn't bother me at all because my mic won't pick up their music. So I use the DJI mic, and then I use a DJI Osmo 6 gimbal. And if you use the links in this video description, I'll get a bit of a kickback on it, but it costs you no extra money. You'll pay the same price no matter. I really want to remind everybody that it's not as big a deal to have a gimbal. If you were just on a raw phone, you'd actually get a great, think about it. William Good has 250, probably 300 subscribers on his second channel. I don't know how many he has on the Robot channel or the Film of Police LA channel. And he is just using a phone. Chris is just using a phone. I think that Tori uses that, but that's just to stabilize it, and also so she can put it down, so she doesn't have to hold her phone the whole time. Now that's an interesting question. Usually we're seeing a lot more people on a weekend. Makes perfect good sense. There's more people that have availability on the weekends. But yeah, any chalk you want to bring, that's always helpful. It's a cult, right? Eso una secta. You know, they won't let women report crimes against them. Thanks, Kid Freshie. So he just came in and shook hands with the staff member. I don't know if you're seeing through there, right? So the person that just walked in, he was greeted by and shook hands with that staff member. Howdy, David John. Appreciate you coming in. Oh, you know what? I like standing up a little bit closer. I get to stand in the shade. A month ago, I hated the shade. Now, I'm very grateful for it. How you doing, Pop Smurf? Great to see you in here. Hasn't been a great deal of activity today. So when we got here, the shades were already down. They have left the door open. There is an awful lot of raw meat in there. I would say I saw about 10 go in, but there's probably twice as many that are in there. I see them going up and down the stairwell that's in front of us. They'll take them up to the second floor. So on the first floor, it's the video banks, right? So they're going to sit you in front of the video, and the idea that, you know, don't let a staff member talk. Let whoever's producing the video tell you what's going on. Yes, he is. And I'll get 1 second. I'll get to our friend Chadwick. You're good. We were able to see a few staff members come in. Nobody had anything good to say about the church. Chad did come in maybe 20 minutes ago, and he chose not to touch my breast. So maybe he got some cramming on 2D. How are we doing today? Excellent. Yep, my job is to make sure they don't keep that fresh meat. The woman that just came out is both Nation of Islam and Church of Scientology staff member. On occasion, every once in a while, you know that my favorite question to ask staff members is, you know, tell me anything nice about the church, tell me anything good about the church. She's the only one that has responded in a positive element. Most people are mute. Her statement was everything. And then I walked up to her and I said, can you elaborate on everything? Is there anything specific that you can tell us that's great about this church? And then she went mute again. So, hey, Kelly. As I believe, every day is a great day not to be in a cult. We've had a little bit of activity here today. It's been kind of quiet. The most fun I had was asking Chadwick if he wanted to touch my breast. He declined. So he did his cramming and he got his 2D ethics back in line, I guess. Yesterday, I've kind of gotten to the point with the body robbers that are out on the street and that won't talk. While they're with whoever the raw meat is that they're talking to, I'll tell the raw meat, look, they won't even talk to me. They're afraid to debate me because they can't handle the truth. And I think that's really impressive that so this was a couple that went in earlier. They may or may not talk to me. We'll see. So apparently there's a friend. Oh, sorry, you're fine. I'll go up. So one of the staff members is a friend with this person, which I think that I saw her come out of the college. So for all of you people that think that nobody in Columbia, you know, it's a cult, right? For the people that don't believe that the Columbia students are involved in the church, we know that there are several members in there. So how was the experience?
You know what? I feel a lot happier now. I feel like I've learned a lot, and I think I'm gonna join. Yeah.
Nice, great.
Get some information.
Yep.
It'll change the
No
game.
problem. Just bring your wallet next time. Do you know why women can't report sexual abuse in this church? That's cool that women can't report sexual abuse. Danny Masterson's victims were held silent for 20 years by the church. Okay. You're in public. I can do whatever the hell I want. Okay. Then that's telling me to do something. Howdy, Aaron. How you doing? So I don't know if they really were playing with me or not. I do get very disturbed when women think it's okay that not being able to report sexual abuse is okay. I don't think you should joke about that. Right? I'm somewhat suspect of her intent because, like I said, as they were walking out, somebody walked up to them and it looked like they were friends. Like, hey, this is Chris. And it's, oh, I remember, that they had that old-timey element. That's 100% true. One of the things I really love that the body routers can't refute a single thing that I say. And that's one of the most powerful things I think when I'm talking to the raw meat, the idea that I'm able to say to them, watch, this person won't even challenge me on anything I'm saying. They won't tell you that I'm lying. They'll just tell you not to listen to me, right? So we did see, hey, Aaron, if you're still here, we did see Chadwick earlier. He refused to touch my breast. Yeah, I just think that's one of the most powerful things because it's really hard for me to believe, hey, body router, how you doing? So they were out. I just don't know where they were at. When I came in today, I was all the way over on Michigan Avenue, and I worked my way back past State Street and Dearborn before I got here to Polk. I'm sorry, before I got here to Clark. Hey, Twyla. You're fine. I've got it up in the air. Now, I don't know if he's coming in for lunch break or from lunch break. We do know there are two staffers coming up the street, but I do want to go up to the top of the street and see if they try and sneak out the back. He did come in with maybe an inch worth of flyers. I didn't see which flyer he has today. I've seen several of them. One is Dianetics. One is the personality test. There's also just been a Scientology event for the, darn it, when they did the DirecTV season 6 premiere. Yeah, I would love if we had more people out here to be able to do the counting. Let's see here. The idea, if we prevent people from going in the store, they can't be converted, right? So that's kind of one of the skill is an arrogant thing to say. I'm blessed with good endurance and I'm very mobile, so I can follow the body routers quite a bit, and I can thwart them. I can't do anything about the people that have walked in the door. They're behind a closed door, so I can't see them. If we look down the alley, nobody coming out yet, but my expectation is that he had been out routing for quite some time, so he's probably back for a bit of a break. We've had several times where I've walked all the way down the street they'll take raw meat out of the org that has been, that's their first day or whatever, and they'll walk them all the way to the bottom of the street. And I make them walk down there because that slows down their manpower, right? If they're down the street and it takes them 5 minutes to walk somebody down the street and walk back every time, that's less time they can spend with anybody else in the org. Yeah, it's a bit of a time killer for me, but it's a worse time killer for them, and it's just crushing the stats. Right? Eventually, these people are not going to like that they're only getting, $30 or $20 on their weekly budget. All right, I'm going to walk down and I'm going to go past the alley, and then I'm probably going to cut this short. So if we can start looking for some lives, I'd really appreciate it if we can go find the next room to hand off this lovely audience to. And I will be back around 3:30 Central today, between 3:30 and 4 Central. All right, well, now I'm going to watch a body rotter for a while. So just happenstance, they thought I walked away. They brought a body rotter out. It's a cult. It's a cult. It's the cult of Scientology. It's the cult of Scientology. Do you want that? I'll take it. All right, this is the fun part of my day. I'm going to give her a little bit of distance. Yeah, sptv.space, S-P-A-C-E. You'll be able to find all of the lives. You don't want to join the cult today? He gave me a nice smile. Yeah, folks, if you feel like it, let's go head over to L. Ron Liar. I am going to follow this body router for a while. Eventually, she'll get tired and she'll go back to the org. Want to give her some space so that we don't have the false litigious claims indicative of this cult. Hey, Kid Freshie, knock it off. Abusing mods and bringing drama in are the best ways to no longer be able to talk in here. It's a cult. It's the cult of Scientology. Do you want that? Nope. Thank you. Kind of want to go up to the window and say, how about those apples? You're not going to get any out today. Your lies can't overcome our truth. Yeah, and I just want to say one thing right now. If you don't think protests help, that's one less person that's going to go in those doors. So, F Stefto, suck it. 100%. And I want to remind everybody, yeah, I've got a camera. You don't need a camera. If you just walked up to every single person that this person communicates with and tell them just a little bit of the truth, right? Typically, it's starting out with a cult, and they're like, okay, great. This one says Dianetics, so I remind them that, by the way, it's Scientology, even though they won't admit that it's Scientology. There's a small little tag on the bottom of this that says Scientology. But then I'll go to the idea of, hey, they're going to ask you the personality test, then they're going to find some small flaw with you and say, I've got a book. And you'll buy that book and you'll see some success, but that book is nothing but common sense. And then they'll give you another book and you're going to get another ask for payment. And then they're going to get you into courses and it's just going to escalate from there. And if you believe that it's a church, then why does this church not allow women to report sexual offenses? The other body router's up at the top of the street. So I'm going to head up there real quick once we get her back in. One thing I've not seen yet here is the traditional, is it missionary vans? The vans that they're going to go out and proselytize in. I think they call them missionary vans. I'm not positive. I love that. That was fun going through California. Now, in California, because it's a driving culture, I'm just not as effective there because you can drive into the parking lot and be buffered from me. Now, he just walked across the street. So the body router up at the top of the street, he just walked across the street. I'm going to go shag. He just handed one off. I'm going to go shag that one back, and then I'll go follow him. And by the way, he's running. He thinks that he can outrun me. Hey, miss, just so you know, that's the cult of Scientology. Ma'am? That is Scientology. It's a cult. You probably don't want that sticker. All right. Enjoy. Sorry about that. Thanks.
What do you wait for Scientology? People walk in there.
Yeah. Do you know what it is?
Walk in there. You see what it is?
You should see it. I definitely go in, but the one thing you'll notice is it's very innocuous at the beginning. Like, I can make you happier. I can make you wealthier.
Yeah.
And then they're going to start finding flaws with you and say, buy this book. Now buy this book. Now buy this book.
Yeah.
And by the way, so those are the nice things about church. The criminal things about the church are the idea that they allow for sexual abuse. They have children that audit, similar to what we would say is Catholic Church talking to the preacher. The person that's talking to this child will say the most perverse sexual things in the world. The child has to sit there and listen to it.
Bro.
Danny Masterson's in jail for 30 years right now. The church wouldn't let his victims come forward for 20 years. As soon as they did, they ostracized them from the church. They call it family disconnection. So nobody in their family can ever talk to them again. That's what this church is. So it's the idea that, oh, it's just a cute little church. It's not. It's a dangerous cult.
Yeah. Well, I know the videos.
That's why I was.
Yeah, but that's like, I kind of want to go there. Like, what makes people want to be an idiot?
Right.
I don't get that.
And you should go in there, and you'll find that it's like, oh, this feels normal. There is a normalcy to that, the early levels of what's going on in that space.
I'm way too broke to be a member of that church. God made me Catholic for a reason. I'm too broke to be a Jew. I'm too broke to be a one of these guys.
Yep.
I'm where I belong.
Nice.
You know
Nice.
I mean?
You have a great day. Thank you. All right, folks. I'm not going to be able to go back after the body router, but this afternoon I'll definitely chase him down. I've got a couple of client appointments that I've got to go to. Sorry, I was talking to that person, so I wouldn't have seen if you were chatting. Let me scroll back a little bit, see what we got out there. Yeah, I say let's go over and help L. Ron Lyer out. I still think that I have the most admittance tickets to Scientology this month. I want to do the, if they weren't so litigious about me touching their window, I would do the Goodwill Hunting, how do you like them apples? And just smash the ticket up against the window. Thank you so much, Potato. All right, folks, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I will head over to L. Ron Meyer as I head back to my client. Thanks, everybody.